Castanet is reviewing the top stories of 2024. After a wild provincial election, Castanet has named Conservative Party of BC leader John Rustad as newsmaker of the year. While the Conservative Party has had little impact on BC politics for decades, Rustad and his party rallied this year to form the official opposition, missing out on forming government by just a few hundred votes. Rustad's success also led to the complete collapse of the BC United Party, which had governed BC as the BC Liberals from 2001 to 2017. In December, Rustad spoke to Castanet about his journey through 2024, noting that while most didn't believe his party had a chance, he always had confidence.
The whole way through, I was very, I guess you could say, confident, maybe overconfident, in that I could see the window and the path in terms of how we could win. You could feel the movement in the province in terms of the people's desire for change. But I have to admit, I mean, it was lots of people around that thought, well, maybe we could win a dozen seats, maybe we'd get official opposition. But I kept on telling them, no, we are going to have a shot here to form government.
The entire landscape of the election changed drastically in August, when BC United leader Kevin Falcon collapsed his party's campaign entirely.
I made the decision that I made as leader of BC United to suspend our campaign. I will be withdrawing our candidate nominations.
So we arranged to meet late on Tuesday night. It was 9 o'clock at night when that was the first time Kevin and I had met directly since I was kicked out of the party. We talked through the issues. We spent 2 hours, 3 hours talking through the issues and what we needed to try to structure. We came to agreement. Next morning, we finished up the details we needed to and then announced it. So it came together very quickly at the end.
It was neck and neck between the BC NDP and Rustad's Conservatives on election night.
We knew, of course, with the independents that were running, that it was going to make it very difficult for a few of our ridings, such as Vernon, such as Kelowna Centre, and Richmond-Stevenson. We knew those were going to be tight ridings. We didn't have the time to do a lot of the pre-spend that needed to be done, and so a lot of work that had to be done was being done as we got into the campaign. And so putting all that together and getting that close to election, I mean, I'm really proud of the team that we built and what we were able to achieve in such a short period of time.
Rustad says he has no regrets about how few BC United candidates he took on after that party had folded.
Hindsight is 20/20. It's really easy to say, oh, we should have done this or we should have done that. The problem is, where do you draw the line, right? And where do you say we should have known that 2 other candidates would have made the difference? And so it became what we tried to do when we brought the teams together was we tried to bring in as much as we could to strengthen our team, but to make sure that we didn't create too much disruption within our own teams. In hindsight, obviously, it would have been better if we didn't have the independents running. It would have been much better if BC United had to come to this decision at the end of June. We could have had open nominations. We could have done a whole bunch of things. So I think, I don't regret the decisions that we made. I mean, obviously, it would have been nice to have seen some different outcomes, but I don't regret the decisions we made. We had to make those decisions on the fly.
Looking forward, Rustad says he's happy to work with EB's NDP government if they pursue legislation that aligns with his party's values.
We are going to be looking to take them down at the first opportunity. But what I will also say is this: if they're going to come forward, and if they've actually learned a lesson like David Eby says he has, which I personally don't believe, because certainly his initial actions don't suggest that he's changing course at all. But if they're going to be taking steps, for example, to get rid of the carbon tax, or taking steps to do additional tax relief, taking steps to strengthen the business community, small business community, and strengthen job growth, those are things that we're going to be interested in doing, and he'll find us a partner. But if he's just going to carry forward with the drugs and crimes in the street and unaffordability and all the rest of the things that are going on, we are going to be as difficult. We're going to make it as difficult as possible for him to actually get anything done in the legislature.
With a much different makeup than last year's, the BC legislature will return in mid-February. For Castanet's Year in Review, I'm Nick Johansson.